income, you will answer every call that comes in. Let me go a little further. We still recording this?
Yes.
You will waste the gift of God on your life. Don't ball me out. I'm not being cocky. I'm being who I am. Some of the churches I go to are a waste of the gift of God.
Amen. That's so true.
Let me talk to this side. That side are very quiet.
So true, Bishop.
You spend hours in prayer. You spend hours seeking God. It's not about money. It's about reception.
That's right.
Even Jesus said, shake the dust off your feet and use it as a testimony against them. You see how the amen's getting very loud? Come on, this is not no class for we're not talking to ministers here. We're talking to folk that got gifts now. I'm sorry, every house you go into is not an assignment from God. And so it is a waste of the call of God. You answered and went to a place that would not receive your assignment. Hello? Talk to me. And you know why they do that? Because they need the money. Because they want to be social media stars. Hello? And let me just interject to the pastors. I'm not your pastor, at least two of them. I'm their pastor. Y'all stop bringing in people that are not going to benefit your church. I told Pastor Jay the other day, we was talking, I said, hey, you don't see guest preachers come here. You know what I said, Pastor Jay? You don't see guest preachers come here. I very rarely want to have guest preachers here. And it ain't because I don't believe nobody can preach. I believe that we bring people in according to what we need.
Amen. That's right.
For all of these churches that still having annual revivals, you're killing your church every year. Because a revival is to wake up the dead. Let me talk to somebody. And so if I tell you next year I'm having a revival in May, I'm saying they're going to be dead in April.
That's right. That's right.
Don't talk to me. Bishop Thomas, they're not talking to me. Every annual revival. All right, so when y'all going to die? February, March? Because I'm coming in for revival in May. And in June, talk to me. You know what that is? You know what that is? You know what that is? Ask me what that is. That's a married couple setting an appointment with a counselor, with a divorce lawyer in June when they're inside of December.
Wow.
They're saying we're going to need it by June. Let me talk to this side, that side got quiet. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So you can't keep doing that. No. And I don't blame the pastors. I blame the gifts that are not carrying their corner.
That's right.
You are dropping your end.
Wow.
Talk to me.
Wow. Jesus.
You pray a lot, right? You're great intercessor. You got to come out of that place of fear that you're in. You got to come out of that thing of being timid, not knowing who you are, not knowing, your value and your worth. I'm talking to you, Mama, with this tan sweater on. You spend hours in prayer, seeking God, trying to live holy before the Lord, only to be made intimidated. I'm looking at term I'm looking for, bullies. Looking at bullies, that are like everything that God opens you up to be, to make you shut it back down. And so you're going to have to learn how to pray. Oh, I'm going to be very careful how I'm going to say this, but you're going to have to learn how to turn your intercession on them. So God has stopped them so you can do what you're supposed to do. I didn't say ask God to kill them. I just said ask God to stop them from doing what they're doing so you can grow. I didn't say it. The Bible said it a few times. Paul said that I pray that a way be made open for me.
Yes.
Number one. Then he said, who was it? Hymenaeus and Alexander? Boy, I turned them over to Satan.
Yes.
Let me talk to somebody else, because y'all still acting like we in the kindergarten class. So let's see, we're going to be in your class Sunday. I'm talking to folks that are gifts now. By now, you ought to know who you are in the spirit.
That's right. That's right.
Ain't nobody saying that to me. You ought to, can I just be real for half a minute?
Yes.
Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Y'all ought to know who you are to the point that you're not afraid of people messing with you.
That's right. That's right.
Because you know God will get them from messing with you. Let me talk to somebody else. You ought to know that. You got to hear the conversation. I hear Bishop said. I'm not worried about that. Because if I ask them to shut the lion's mouth, their tongue won't cleave to the roof of their head. I'm not stressing about that. I got big other fish to fry.
That's right. That's right.
Makes sense to you? Y'all understand what I'm saying? I'm still talking about interpreting your gift. No, you got to be able to not only explain, who you are as a gift, explain why you are. And then this is to be the last point, because my time is taking a little bit. The last point is this. You have to be able to know the difference between a call and an assignment. I want to be careful because y'all are members of churches. So I want to be careful. I never want to be guilty of anybody leaving their church because of something I said.
Amen.
But you need to know that some of your churches are not calls, they're assignments. Calls are eternal. Assignments are temporary. Let me go a little further. Some of y'all have prolonged the assignment because you won't do what you're supposed to do.
Wow.
And so now you got to know why you're in that particular ministry. Know why. Pastor Tamika, know that, as a pastor, you are assigned to you're called to pastor, but you are assigned to a remnant for a season. And when your seasons change, your remnant ought to shift. Meaning for this season, God might have you with the remnant of 30 people. But when your seasons change, your assignment goes from 30 to 60. Makes sense? Y'all ain't talking to me. I know people say, well, I take this where the Lord placed me forever. I'm talking about y'all members now. This is where the Lord placed me forever. You need to ask God that.
That's right.
Because forever can be death.
That's right.
Wow.
Y'all understand what I'm saying? Let's take it off that, take it off the church. Let's put it on the specific assignment in the church. Just because you were good at it for a season don't mean you're going to be good at it always.
Right. That's good.
I believe this is Ebony 101. I can state this because this is my local church here. I got a lot of good prophets here. God bless them. They're all sharp. They're all on point. But I don't believe that we're going to have one main prophet for the entirety of this ministry.
Right.
I believe that we ought to prophetically, spiritually, apostolically shift them every now and then.
Right.
For one, they won't become complacent that they're the only voice in the house. That's number one. But number two is so that the house can have a freshness.
Right.
Ain't nobody saying to me. Every year, Mama, I take off maybe a month or two here. I come to church, I sit and I listen to the elders preach. I do it for two reasons. Number one, I do it because I want to know if my voice is in the house enough for them to sound like me.
Right.
I don't know if they're going to come up with their own spirit.
Right.
Ain't nobody talking to me. That's what I want to know. Come on, your parents left your house, and when they left the oldest sibling to cook, they be like, I didn't show you nothing. Ma, we had them pork and beans, and they was black under the bottom. What was you doing in the kitchen with me all this time? The amens are very low. That's number one. Number two, I said to Pastor Perry last year when I did it, I think I took the month of July and August off. I said to her, because I need to refresh spiritually. I need to come back with a different word. I need to come back with a different sound. Ain't nobody talking to. But this is the apostolic house. And so, we believe in the gifts of the Spirit. That's all we got here. We ain't got no gifts, we ain't got no church. And so you need to know as a gift, sometimes you have to shut up.
Right.
Well, if this is my church, I would say, shut the hell up.
Right.
You have to know how to shut up. Ashley, you sing, you do praise and worship. There's a seat. You got to go to Bishop and say, Bishop, I need to rest. Not that my voice is tired. My spirit needs to refresh for the house. Let me talk to somebody else. Ain't nobody talking to me. All y'all preachers that are on itinerary ministries, there come a season where I believe this, I believe this, I believe this, I believe this. Number one is that you need to shut up and go back in the chamber with God.
Amen.
And get a fresh word.
Amen.
Yeah. Amen.
Right. That's right.
Amen.
Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need to get a new download. Get a new download. Because let me tell you something. There's a difference where I hate to hear preachers. This is me one-on-one. This is not nobody else, not necessarily the views of anybody else, just me one-on-one. I hate to hear a preacher preach the same message all the time.
Right.
You can't tell me it's God because you said the same exact thing that you said last time.
Right.
If it's God, new revelation gonna come out of it.
Right. That's right.
How come I can repeat your words? Ain't nobody talking to me now. You mean to tell me you ain't got no revelation of that scripture?
Right.
Huh?
Amen.
Y'all understand what I'm saying? We can look at the clock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The hand gonna go up on the air. Yeah. Y'all understand? That ain't nobody talking to me. Huh? Something is wrong. And I believe that God, don't get me wrong. I believe as a prophet, as teachers, people of faith, all of your gifts in here. I believe that the Lord would have you on a certain thing for a season sometime.
Right.
You know, people that are teaching, they'll have you keep studying the scripture and the text 20 different ways. You'll go out and buy 20 different versions of the Bible. You buy all these books just about that one particular text that God got you studying. That's what teachers do. You know, if the thing is 16 verses, he'll have you break down every single word in every single verse. Now y'all want to retract that, y'all teachers, right? Y'all want to retract it now, huh? He'll have you go to the bookstore, buy every book you can on a certain particular verse, and just do all the stuff you can. People that are on faith, he will have you superimpose your faith on an area until it comes into fruition. Give me that bottle of water, tighten it for me. He will have you superimpose. Somebody define the word superimpose. Get a dictionary real quick. Come on, get a dictionary real quick. Superimpose, superimpose. I'm going to give you a word back. I ain't going to touch it. Superimpose, 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 pass me that thing behind you, black and white thing pop up.
Place or lay over another, typically so that both are still evident.
Say that again.
To place or lay over another, typically so that both are still evident.
And so he will have you, that black and white thing is my spirit. He will have you lay on top of that bottle of water. Is anybody praying for something here? Let me see what you're praying for. Anybody praying for something? What you praying for? New job, right? That's it.